Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us at our virtual launch party for Schools In. Thank you so much for sharing your afternoon or evening or middle of the night with us today. We are here to talk about our Schools In pattern collection, which launched yesterday with some beautiful patterns. We have one of the designers here with us, and hopefully we'll get a couple more popping in so we can talk to them about their designs. Before we start, just a couple of housekeeping things to go over so that we have a great event. My name is Kel. My pronouns are she and her. I'm part of the marketing team here at Brooklyn Tweed, along with Allison, who will be moderating the chat today. Thank you so much, Allison. I invite all of you to include your pronouns in your display name if you choose. You can do this by either clicking on your picture in the gallery view or clicking on the participants icon at the bottom of your Zoom window, finding your name, click on it, and then choose more and rename. We want to make sure that Brooklyn Tweed events are accessible and welcoming to all participants. We have closed captions available for this event. If you can't see them, click the live transcript button at the bottom of your screen. You should be able to see that under more. Let's see, if you have any trouble with that or any other technical issues, feel free to post a message in the chat. We'll try to get you straightened out. Thank you so much for helping us to make this a welcoming event. We believe that knitting and crochet is for everyone, that all garments are for all bodies, and that craft should be a safe space for all. We acknowledge that here in Portland, Oregon, we are on the unceded lands of the Multnomah, Wasco, Cowlitz, Cathlamet, Clackamas, bands of Chinook, Tualatin Kalapuya, Molalla, and other forcibly displaced peoples, and that we live and work in a city and state historically barred to people of color. And we recognize our privilege in being here today. So here at Brooklyn Tweed, we develop and make breed-specific wool yarns that help to our supply chain and highlight the stories of our domestic manufacturing partners. We design, source, dye, and spin our yarns 100% within the United States, and we create our knitting patterns to highlight the specific characteristics of each of our yarns. So we are here. I have our samples from Schools In here with me to show off. It's a little hard to see samples over Zoom, so I'm going to do a quick slideshow so that you can see each of the designs. And then, as I said, we've got two of our designers here. I see Paula is here now, and Aista is here. So we will hear from them about their individual designs, which are both beautiful. So I will pop up this little slideshow so that you all can see it. Why is my Zoom being silly? Yes, and feel free to post questions in the chat. Allison will be keeping an eye on that, and we will answer questions throughout the chat. She'll call out any questions that we need answers to right away, and then we'll have some question and answer time at the end as well. We've got several Brooklyn Tweed team members here, so we should have a good time. So I am going to share my screen here. All right, so Schools In, our pattern collection that launched yesterday. Feeling some of that back to school varsity style nostalgia, #2 pencils and erasers and your fresh wrappings on your school books, getting your backpack ready, all that good stuff. So Just some great, just sort of classic pieces, but with a little bit of a modern edge to them, wear with anything, combining some just classic knitwear elements, making them feel fresh. First up, we have the Burrows cardigan by Olya Mikesh. This is knit in Arbor with written or charted instructions. Whoops, let's go back to that guy. So if you are not a big chart fan, you can work from the written instructions. It's worked flat and seam. The body is knit in one piece up to the armholes, so no side seams. So if you're not a huge seam fan, most of the seaming is going to be on the sleeves for you. But great shawl collar, knit on button bands, just a great classic piece. Looks great over casual pieces. Jamie's wearing it here with a hoodie, as well as, you know, more formal stuff, wear to the office. Really lovely stuff with all those great cables. And we'll talk a little bit about the yarn that we used for each of these designs at the end to point out why we used certain yarns for certain designs and what makes them really stand out in each piece. So next up, we have got the Crossum shawl, which we worked up in Loft and in Peary, our fingering weight yarns. This also has written or charted instructions. You get these great blocks of garter stitch alternating with this cable-like lace. So lots of fun knitting to keep you entertained. Nice, big, generous size to keep you warm. So you get beautiful drape and softness with Peary, or just go for lightweight, snuggly warmth with Loft. So great accessory piece to snuggle up in as the weather starts to get a little cooler. So that one's a great one. Next up, we have the Dokes socks. And I love the cables on these with these twisted stitches, just really crisp, modern looking. These are in Peary. And this pattern comes in 4 sizes. So whether your feet are on the small side or the larger side, you should be able to get a great fit with these. Nice ribbed heel flap, short row heel, gusset shaping on the sides. And so we styled these in 2 different lengths, cute ankle length or a longer length as you prefer. So nice, fun, engaging sock pattern for your fall knitting. Then we've got the Edelin pullover. This is in Shelter, our woolen spun worsted weight. Nice classic cables. You can knit it with a crew neck or a cozy turtleneck like we've done it here. Yeah, so you've got cables on a reverse stockinette for your body, and then the sleeves are in stockinette stitch, so you get a little bit of textural contrast there, which is really nice. We styled this one with a cute cropped length. You can make it longer if you prefer. Just a nice classic straight fit. And 11 sizes on that, so you can play with how much ease you like, what kind of fit you want to get, whether you want to go for a slimmer fit or a looser fit. Just a great classic piece and super cute with that turtleneck, I think. The LZ hat, this one is so cute, in Loft or Peary. And we've done it in either 2 or 3 colors. It's got charted instructions, but this is nice, simple color work. So if you are newer to color work and still getting used to charts, this is a great project to give a try to. Super cute beanie. If you're a student or you have a student, this would be super cute in like school colors or team colors. You can have lots of fun with this one, playing with color and contrast. We love color, so this is a great one. And I'll show you the crown on this when we stop the slideshow, because the crown on this is so beautiful. It's really great. Let's see. Next, we have the Sadler pullover, and Aista is here to talk about her design. This is such a gorgeous piece. Really great classic saddle shoulder fit here. With the body, you have the choice of doing either a straight fit with a broader shoulder and a longer arm, or a shaped fit with bust darts, as you prefer. This one is worked flat and seamed, and then after you're finished, you can add these awesome contrast stripes, which are just done with a chain stitch with crochet at the end. So you can, there are a bunch of projects of this on Ravelry where people have done their stripes all one color, alternating colors. Great if you've got some stash you've been saving that you want to use to add to those stripes. So you can have lots of fun with color there, go bold or go subtle. So super cozy, classic pullover in shelter. So we will hear more from Aista about this design in a minute. And then last but not least, we have VZ by Paola, and she is here also. So we will hear from her about this design, another gorgeous, just classic varsity style with that great contrast stripe. Gorgeous V-neck. We knit ours a little cropped. It's knit top down in the round with a raglan shoulder, so you can try it on as you go to get the fit that you want. Whether you want to go cropped like we did or make it longer. So if you have tackled our first raglan sweater, if you're a newer sweater knitter, this is the same kind of construction. The only difference is that V-neck there. So this would be a great second sweater project for you. And again, there's several projects of this on Ravelry where you can see the color choices people have made. Some people have gone for a solid color. People have had a lot of fun designing their contrast stripes. So I think this is a really versatile pattern that we're seeing a lot of different styles of already, which is exciting. We love to see people's interpretations of patterns. So we'll hear from Paula about this pattern in a moment. And then let's talk a little bit about our yarns that we used for each of these. So first up, we have Arbor, our DK weight worsted spun 3-ply. This is spun from American Targhee wool. So you get great spring and softness. I love knitting with Arbor because it just bounces off your needles as you go. It's a very lively yarn. It's really fun to knit with if you haven't tried it yet. Skein dyed, so you get these beautiful saturated solid colors to play with. Really good stuff. So we use this for our Burrows cardigan and the VZ pullover that we just saw. Also, we have Loft, our fingering weight woolen spun. This is a 2-ply yarn. We use this for the cross-on shawl and the Elsie hat. This is dyed in the wool and then spun from an assortment of base colors. So you get these beautiful, rich heathered colors to play with. Really gorgeous, very lightweight and airy and cozy and warm as well. We've also got our other fingering weight yarn, Peary. This is a worsted spun. So when the wool is prepared for spinning, it's all combed, smooth, and parallel. So you get a very smooth, lustrous, dense yarn with a worsted spun construction. It's a 4-ply, so you get lots of great durability and spring. And this is spun from 100% American Merino wool. So it's super soft, lovely spring to it, and skein dyed as well. And those solid colors absolutely glow on this wool. It's gorgeous. If you haven't knit with Peary yet, give it a try. And we use this in our cross-on shawl, the Doak socks, and in the Elsie hat. And we knit our Elsie hats. We knit one in Peary and one in Loft, but we've seen at least one where people use Loft and Peary together, which was a really nice contrast of the solid and the heathered colors too. So feel free to mix and match. And we also have Shelter, our worsted weight woolen spun, Loft's big brother or sister. So we use this for our Edelin pullover and our Sadler pullover. Worsted weight, American Columbia Targhee wool. So you get a little bit of sturdiness in there, some durability. Beautiful 2-ply woolen spun construction. And again, with those gorgeous heathered colors to really, these colors really say fall to me, particularly the ones that we've got shown here. So perfect for this collection and this time of year, I think. Really digging into those beautiful colors that kind of evoke nature as the leaves begin to turn and we get ready for a new season. So those are the yarns that we used in the collection. And so we'll have samples to share, we'll talk to the designers, and then to thank you for coming. All of our schools in patterns are $1 off right now through Thursday, September 23rd. So you can save a little bit on your schools in patterns. And then also on brooklyntweed.com, we have put together a couple of pattern bundles. You can either get all of the accessories in a bundle or all of the sweaters from the collection in a bundle and save a little bit more on those. Fill up your pattern library, get your fall knitting all set. And then also to thank you for sharing your afternoon with us today. We have a discount code for you, BT School 15, and you can use that for 15% off any of our yarns through September 23rd to help you get your projects started. And Allison is posting that in the chat so that you can see it. So feel free to shop our website and save a little bit on your patterns and your yarn. So there we are. Let's see, and does anyone have any questions at this point? Or shall we hear from our designers? Let's see, let us go to our designers. So I am going to highlight Aista. All right. Okay, so we should be able to see Aista now. And please tell us about Sadler.
That design came to my mind in 2018, so it's 3 years old. It should be a part of my autumn collection I released in 2019, but something went wrong. I couldn't choose the right yarn for it and like put away. And when I got that PDF file with inspiration pictures, and I saw that school gym, you know, with like basketball court or something, that like was Dinzilen. I took that my sketch and sent for you.
Well, we're so glad you did because it fits so perfectly into the collection and it's such a great design. And for everybody watching, it's 2 a.m. where Aista is. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
I be sleeping this year, but it's okay.
Thank you so much for being here.
2 nights before this night, I slept like only 4 hours because there's so much excitement, a lot of Instagram questions. My Instagram is booming. Like now I have 3,400 likes on that picture on me with that sweater.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And people asking where to buy, how to do, what colors I should use, how you did that, those stripes, and a lot of questions. So very nice. So I am so tired, but so excited.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We love the
And I
design.
want just to mention one thing, that I am like specializing on the good fit, and I do like my patterns are close to sewing patterns, and it's very important to have like bust darts, like longer back, asymmetrical sleeve caps, that, and like in practice I see my testers and my customers are very happy, especially curved ladies.
I was so excited when we got this design in to see the thoughtfulness of the construction and the fit options so that people can go for that shaped fit with the bust darts and the beautiful shoulder fit. Was really excited to see it.
Thank you very much.
I am very militant about shoulder fit.
I shared the preview knitter projects because you had a bunch of people knitting with you, and Brooklyn Tweed had some people knitting for us, and the projects that are in Ravelry, every single one is perfectly fit to that body, and there's such a range of genders and sizes and fits, and this,
and even sorry, I'm sorry, and
Yeah.
even little kids, little girls.
I know.
Yes, we saw that
So
one.
cute.
Yeah, the little small one.
And it's
Yeah,
just,
that
it's
was
such
like
a treat.
the first size fit for those little girls.
It's just so exciting to see that attention to detail, and you can tell that all of the knitters really loved it too, because every single photo, they look so happy to be wearing this sweater. I love it.
Yeah, everyone looks so excited.
I'm very sorry for such a huge team of my testers. I could not. I'm so happy to have such a talented team of testers, and I'm very sorry, but there is a 50 projects already.
We were so happy. It was so great.
Everyone wanted. I refused for some because I told them that there is a lot. It's impossible. But the result is very nice. Thank you.
Yes.
There are a lot of really handsome gentlemen of all ages modeling your sweater. I love it.
And we have the samples here as well. If anybody has particular questions or wants to see a detail up close, I can hold it up to the camera. So we've got those there. So if you have questions, pop them in the chat and we will dig into the patterns.
I know I was definitely curious about the technique that you use on the sleeves to get those stripes, because when I first saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, is that intarsia? That's going to be really hard. And they're so crisp, those lines. So it was really exciting to see that technique. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that works? What does it look like when you knit the sleeve versus when you do the finishing?
It's two ways you can use the chain stitch. You can easily crochet on the stockinette stitch, and those lines will be a little bit textured, like popped out. But when you do a purl column, like knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and use the purl column and do the crochet, it's like flat. And
that is so cool.
This crochet technique, this chain stitch, is very useful even for making edges like stronger. You use the same color and make like for cardigan, for example, yeah. You make on the very edge the chain stitch, and you have like strong edges. They do not stretch out.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Very useful technique. Like needles is a friend to the crochet hook. It's like matching good pair. Yes. I have a lot of, I even made a like checkered sweater, like making stripes and crocheting those vertical lines. And I have a design which is checkered, like tartan. I don't know how to say. Checks.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah. Sorry, my English is not very good.
Your English is wonderful.
That was exactly the right word.
Absolutely. Let's see. Thank you so much, Isa. We're so glad you could be here. We're sorry to keep you up in the middle of the night.
I will be very glad. I will try to participate more. I hope you will choose me again.
Well, you are always invited to all of our events.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Let's see. We also have Paula here, who just popped into the chat. So I will highlight Paula so we can see her, so that we can ask her about her design, Vizi. So let us find. There is Paula. Hello.
Hi guys. Hello. Good evening.
What time is it where you
Good
are?
evening for me. Here is 8:26 p.m.
Okay, so not so bad.
No, not bad. Not bad. Not like iced tea.
So you designed this beautiful V-neck pullover. Tell us about your design inspiration, what it was like working with Brooklyn Tweed, all of that good stuff, which
All the good stuff. All the
yarn
good stuff.
choices, all that good stuff.
Well, it's amazing, to work with you guys. It's my second time. I had the opportunity to work with you at Brooklyn, at Wool People 13, and it was amazing. So for, this particular sweater, the inspiration, was the school theme and all this. But what I was feeling is that we have, exactly because what we are living in the world, we have this urge, to feel warm, or, to need something that is more easygoing, something that we can be creative, so people can choose, lots of color palettes. So the whole idea, it was a classic with, a bit of, contemporary details, like the deep V neckline, where we can play with, color in the stripes. We can use different lengths. So and at the same time, it's like one of the favorite constructions for knitters, I believe. It's a top-down raglan, so it's not something that we need to be tense or about knitting. So I would say that is a fan knitting, uncomplicated. So everybody is welcome. Just go deep and choose your colors. Of course, that I have to choose burnished because it's my favorite color.
100% agree.
Yeah.
That I submit something is in this color. It's my favorite. And, I'm excited that, I was hearing Esther saying, and it was really nice work, knit with a lot of test knitters for this one. There was a lot of quarantine knitters, people that learned to knit, during the first months of quarantine. So for me, it was an amazing opportunity, to be with them every day. So we had a WhatsApp group, we had some Zoom meetings. So we developed, a very special connection. So this was another how can I say that? Another flavor, another layer, to this experience of working with you guys from BT.
We were so excited to see all of the preview knits and all of the test knits. And I remember from when you designed Newell for Wool People, how involved you were, and you were talking to people online and had all the groups going, and everybody was knitting along and everyone was so excited. So we were super excited to work with you again. Yeah, and I think this design really hits all the points you said. It's classic, but it feels a little fresh with the deeper V, with the shaping options, playing with color. I love to see all the different variations that people have knit already. Solid colors, and somebody did an entirely striped one.
Exactly. And another thing that is, very dear for me is the opportunity to have Visi in Portuguese as well.
Yes.
Which is my native language. And, in the entire world, we are only 7 countries that speak Portuguese. But, I like to thank you guys for this opportunity, because there's a lot of people in my country that do not speak English. And we are very close to the community of knitters in Portugal. So we have amazing, people knitting with us, some people from Cabo Verde as well. And, this means a lot. I think, it's something that it's never a bad idea. It's always amazing to have more people. We have open doors for, people that are not fluent in English. And it's amazing that you guys opened this opportunity. Thank you.
We are so glad that you were ready to jump in and do the translation. It's so wonderful. Yeah, we would love, yeah. And Jen has pointed out in the chat that Aista translated her pattern Sadler into Russian. So yeah, just making our community that bit bigger, our community of makers, especially these days when so many of us are connecting online. It's really wonderful.
It is. It is wonderful, Cal, for real.
Thank you so much for being here. We were, yeah, Liz is pointing out the striped dapple version that somebody knit, which was so awesome.
Yeah. This is a Brazilian friend. She was living in Japan last year when she test knit. And something happens with her yarn, I don't remember, and she decided to knit stripes because until she was waiting for something, I don't remember. But she's back in Brazil again.
And it's gorgeous. Yeah, sometimes it's the things that you don't plan for that turn out the best. All right, thank you so much, Paula. Let's see. Does anyone have questions for Paula or Aista? Or we've got several Brooklyn Tweed folks here. If anyone has questions, I've got samples we can look at.
Well, I love to see Aista shoulders, the detail of the shoulders of her sweater, if we can.
So good. Let's see. Ooh, yes. Jen wants to know if either of you, Paula or Aista, have some back to school memories to share. What's back to school like for you?
I know that as at the BT team, when we were all reflecting about Schools In and just kind of talking about the photo shoot and scholastic memories, we all had a deeply resonant memory of like intentionally picking out that first day of school outfit and being so excited about like how coordinated it went and our new little binders and what we were going to take to school. And for those of us in the Pacific Northwest, there's always a problem where your back to school shopping involves a lot of autumn wear and layers and sweaters, but inevitably the start of school is still the end of summer and it's really hot. So we always like a lot of memories of sweating a little bit in our really stylish back to school clothes.
Right, because yeah, like the first day of school is like fashion week. Like, you got to make that impact. Let's see, someone is wondering how Piri wears for socks. Great question. So Piri has got a great construction. It's a 4-ply fingering weight. Most of the fingering weight that you see is a 3-ply. So we've got an extra ply in there, which makes it a bit springier. You've got that lovely soft merino, but you've got a good firm twist on the yarn. And then that extra ply is going to make that nice and springy and sturdy. And there's one of the Doak socks there, if you can see it. beautiful crisp cables on there. Good stuff. Really nice and soft with that merino.
I think a lot of people have a hard time with Peary for socks in terms of thinking about it because it doesn't have nylon in it. But because, as you said, of the way that it's actually constructed, it does have that durability. It does have a tighter twist that's going to hold up better to that friction. We definitely wouldn't recommend Loft for any socks. That's going to be a quick route to Holy Toes, but the Peary really does hold up lovely, even though it doesn't have the nylon in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and for me, yeah, I prefer the feel of the 100% wool without the nylon. Yeah, so when I'm going for my sock yarns, I like to go for ones that actually don't have nylon in them when I'm knitting socks. Let's see. Got a question about recommended needle size for Peary and socks. What do we have as the needle size for recommended needle size for Dokes?
A US 1.5 is what we recommend for the Dokes pattern specifically. But it's always going to be a bit of a grain of salt because it does depend on your personal gauge.
Absolutely. But yeah, this is a nice firm fabric on these. I like the feel of that.
And the tighter your gauge for socks, the more they're going to wear well and hold up because they're just a little bit denser of a fabric that can hold up to that friction a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. All right. Sounds like Kathy is planning some socks. I love it. We've got Out is scheming on a VZ. Love to see all these planned projects popping up in the chat. Let's see. Let me see if I can show you these gorgeous saddle shoulders here on Saddler. If you can see those seams on there at all. But yeah, just really beautiful seaming there. Gorgeous seam lines. And as I mentioned earlier, the classic fit with the straight body has a little bit broader shoulder built into it. And then the shaped fit has a little bit narrower shoulder, which is great for me because I have little tiny shoulders. So yeah, you've got some different fit options to play with on that. And you've got the beautiful striping on the sleeve and on the body.
Kel, will you show us the inside of those stripes? What the color
Yes.
looks like from the inside?
They're really cool on the inside, actually. See if you can see this. When I hold things up, I can't see what I'm holding up.
Oh, that's great. So that's the crochet chain that is just laying right inside of those little purl ridges that Isa mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you get nice and flush on the outside with those inlaid stripes.
Yeah, because if you look here right at the hem, you can see that the ribbing in the hem just flows right up into those purl ridges that you are laying your stripes into. So you could, if you really wanted to go just for a subtle textural look, you could just knit it without the stripes and you would still get that little bit of detail from those purl ridges in there, which could be very cool. Let's see, Kendra is asking if this is seamed. Yes, this one is seamed. So you've got your saddle seam coming up from the armhole and then going up to the neckline on both sides to form that saddle shoulder, which gives it really beautiful structure and really nails in that fit. I love to geek out about all these knitterly details.
And to Kendra's point, I personally am also a little skittish about seaming, which makes me a bit of an outlier at BP. I think a lot of people here really, because you get such an improved fit when you do the seaming. It's really good. So I give it a try. I've been seaming a couple of things recently and I'm really impressed with how they're turning out and how it doesn't take as much time as I worry that it is, and the results are really worth it.
There's something really satisfying about seaming and just watching your pieces just right together. And then you're like, oh, it looks so good. Yeah, because it always feels like it's going to take forever. But yeah, then once you sit down and just, you've got your pieces all nicely blocked, then it just comes together really nicely. Ooh, Jen is, Jen's asking about neck darts. Yeah, so there's just all these great little fit details on here. Let's see if I can point out neck darts here, just right here at the front. Just a little bit of darting just to get that neckline lying extra beautifully over the shoulders. Just such good, thoughtful details in there. And then bust darts on the curved sample as well. And I'm trying to hold this up without actually, there's the bust dart. It's like, I can't actually see what I'm pointing out. Just nice, subtle bust darts there just to nail that fit in. Just really good stuff. And then the straight sample is here on the mannequin behind me. Just a nice, easy straight fit, a little bit wider shoulder. So if you want to go for the straighter fit, that's the option as well. Such good stuff. Nice cozy fabric and shelter.
I'm sorry, can I show you one more thing?
Yeah, let's spotlight you. So
look at this. This is, I told you, where I use the crochet chain stitch. This
oh,
is
wow.
Stripes, like 1 row stripes.
Oh, and then the vertical chain stitch. That's
and vertical
awesome.
chain give you a checkered, like pattern.
Oh, instant plaid. I love it.
Yes.
It looks like a woven fabric.
It's very versatile.
It
It's
does.
another sample.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's gorgeous. And it, yeah, it looks like super complicated in Tarja, but it's
No,
not.
it's so simple. it's like meditation when you do the chain stitch. You like meditate.
So Isa, Jared, I think you've piqued Jared's design interest because he's
Yes.
really curious about whether, so that plaid, that is a vertical little chain that you've worked into the purl ditch, right? Or did you decide you wanted the texture on top of putting it on the stockinette?
This is made without purl stitches. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh.
This one is without. This is made on stockinette, and you see, like you have like.
Oh, it has the little texture.
Like
Yeah.
effect.
And
It's made straight on stockinette stitch, no purl. So if you can see, it's doing like plissé effect.
So I think everyone in this chat is going to go chain stitch on all of their sweaters after we're done.
Starting a whole new trend.
I know, we're all like hooked now.
I was gonna say, sorry, I'm Natalia. I test knit for Aiste every once in a while, and I'm wearing another one of hers where these crochet chains are actually worked into the stockinette fabric. And well, I don't know how well it's visible, but like you can see the texture they make. So
Oh, that's
another
gorgeous.
option.
Yeah.
All right, so we know what the new fashion trend is now. We are all about chain stitch stripes. So that is, yeah, that's already working in my mind. Excellent.
Yeah.
I love this. I love that we're like, we can just really dig into these design details and then people.
The same design that Natalia made.
Oh, let's see. Let me get you back on the spotlight. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we should be able to see yours now. Oh, that's beautiful.
This is the same like Natalia showed you.
Oh, gorgeous.
Neck darts and bust darts. And
Ooh,
in
nice.
this case, you do not make purl column, just to have the texture.
Just to go right over the stockinette.
Yes,
Nice.
This is like horizontal chain stitch, but this is knitting, not crocheting. This is crocheting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's very versatile.
Yes.
I hope, guys, you have a lot of ideas now.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Full of ideas. This is excellent.
Well, and it's so fun too, because just that texture, that single line of texture, whether it's inlaid or on top, makes such a difference. And it's a thing that actually struck me about Paula's design too, because I love in that central V-neck decrease, there is that sort of like raised single stitch that takes you from the top of the neckline down to the start of the body of the fabric. And I just think it's so elegant.
It is. Yeah. Let me pull this off the mannequin so we can show it to people, because I love that. I love that.
Mhm. And that's really the thing. And that's, this whole collection is, it's really polished, but it's approachable, and it's full of all these just delightful little details that enhance the fit, that add this like finished quality to it. Yeah.
Let's see. Get it so I can see what I'm holding here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just love that little central line that goes down the center there. It just adds, it's just elevates just with that little detail there. It's so good.
And Arbor has such crisp stitch definition too, that it really just pops right off of that V-neck.
Yes, it's gorgeous. Yeah, with that nice crisp ribbing, and then there's that extra little central line that just brings that angle together. So good.
I feel
Also,
like it's been a really long.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Coincidentally, like the one I'm wearing is also Arbor. So yeah,
Oh.
great.
Yeah. I'm such a fan of the details on the sleeve cuff too. I feel like I haven't seen stripes on ribbed cuffs in a long time, and it gives me some weird nostalgia that I wasn't expecting. It's so tender.
It's that great vintage style, but it feels really fresh because you've got this nice deep V-neck with that little detail, and then you've got this little bit of curve in the hem, which feels a little bit fresher and new. Yeah, so you've got the little curved hem, a little longer in the back. Yeah, just those little details that make it feel really fresh with that little bit of vintage.
You're talking about the oh my God, the vintage feeling of the stripes. And with the colors of Arbor, we can create so many contemporary color palettes. You know, I think we have both things. So we have the nostalgia, you know, like a vintage feeling, and we can, you know, go forward and create amazing things. There is a guy that knit a sweater yesterday. I think Jan saw it too. So he used like a turquoise with a pink, and he has a foulard. Oh my God, I love it.
I'm gonna pull it up and put it in the chat, because we all saw, the BT team saw it, and we all lost our collective minds. We were so excited about it. It's so good.
It's so perfect. Yeah, it's just like this total vintage nod, and it just is so good.
Love it.
So yes, if you're ever wondering if we see your projects, we totally do. And we lose our minds about them and share them. And we
get really excited.
We get super excited to see what people are knitting.
And this particular person's project on Ravelry too, they have some in progress photos, which is always really fun to see, because if you haven't knit it yourself yet, then you can see like, oh, and then that's when you add the neckline. Oh, and then that's when you do the next thing.
Yes. Yeah, so please keep sharing photos, because we love to see them and we love to share them. We get a big kick out of it. Oh my goodness. So we have about 10 minutes left. So let us know questions, thoughts, let us know what you're knitting, what you're planning on knitting. If you need help planning knitting, you want to pick out colors, burnished is the answer.
Would you actually be able to show the shawl up close? Because it has that gorgeous little motif tucked into the shawl that I think getting a close-up would be really nice. And then we definitely have calls for that LZ crown before we go.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I forgot. I wanted to show this. So here is Cross-On with that gorgeous garter and sort of cabley lace stitch detail. And then on the Peary sample, you get this great kind of picot edge to it that stands out a little bit more. I'll show you the loft sample by contrast so you can see.
Yeah, the red's blowing out a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's hard to see red
picot
on camera.
Mm.
Let's try this one and we'll see if we can see it a little better. Zoom technology is clearly not up to this test.
It's not ready for the stitch definition.
It is not ready for all the stitch definition that we have. That's
Yeah,
a little
those
better.
are little cable crosses, essentially,
Yeah,
in the middle of garter.
yeah, because you're twisting your stitches over to the side, so you get these sort of faux cable lace panels in the middle of the garter stitch. And then, yeah, you on the edge of this one, since loft is so woolly, it gives the appearance of slightly a more solid edge, even though you're doing the same thing. So yeah, a little bit different in texture. You've got all the squishy wooliness of loft.
That's a great example of the why you would pick one yarn over another yarn, right? Like you get a little bit more definition with the Peary, but you get a sort of soft bloom, like a little more romantic quality with the loft.
Yes, so if you want to feel enveloped in a beautiful woolly hug, this is your, or if you want to go for your elegant drape and your softness, you've got your Peary. Yes, Jared says lovely project for blocking wires if you want to get those really beautiful crisp edges when you block your shawl. We have a good blocking tutorial on our website.
I'm sorry. Can I say one thing?
Yes, let's put you back on so folks can see you here. There, we should be able to see you now.
Can you see the top left corner of the screen? That is my passion of shelter.
Oh, yes.
Could you see packages?
Yes.
Four packages?
Oh, in the very top left corner there?
Yes, top left corner. This is shelter I bought in 2014 when I visiting mom my mom lives in America. I ordered, I don't know, I spent $1,000. I brought back and still I made some projects and still have a lot.
I have some stash that's aging, you know, it has to be the right time.
Yeah, I'm very happy. This is like my jewelry. I cannot use it because I just like to have it.
I know that feeling for sure.
Yeah, I think we all resonate with that.
Yes. Have to. Yeah, there's the stash that you just want to have. You're like, I can't knit this, then I won't have it.
But I like used a little bit to make a swatch for you.
Yes,
Like,
we will send you more for sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it is kind of like cool S on there. Catherine has pointed out. If you're familiar with the cool S motif that lives on the internet. Oh yes, I do definitely want to show you guys the crown on these Elsie hats before we run out of time, because these are amazing. So yeah, you get that nice, simple color work motif. It's just 2 colors per row, no crazy 3-color to manage color work. And then it all comes together at the top in this gorgeous sunburst flower bloom, awesome crown that's just going to make you happy to know that that is hanging out on the top of your head. We have a newsletter coming out tomorrow where Allison has put together some awesome suggested color combinations for this hat, one of which has made me go, oh, well, now I absolutely need to knit this hat. There it is in the 2-color version in loft. So nice. And who does not need more woolly beanies, especially here in the Pacific Northwest? Nara has a question.
And hi guys, my name is Nara. I'm from Brazil. I've been a test knitter for Dear Paula, and I'd like to share some photos, actually 2 photos that I took before I give my VC sweaters as a gift to a dear friend, because I knitted in a much bigger size than my own. So unfortunately, I don't have the sweater with me, but I would like to share some photos of them.
Yeah,
And
we would love to see
if
it.
you
Mhm.
if you allow me,
Absolutely.
could you please allow me to share my screen?
Let's see. Let's try that.
Okay.
There we
Are
go.
you,
Oh, wow.
are you seeing that? I'm
Yes, it's
sorry.
beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
The photo is before I blocked it, so you can see it's not quite very put together. But I would like to show you the combination of the colors, and I thought that the V-neck and this detail that you mentioned in the central, line, it was perfect in my opinion, and I was very glad to be a test knitter of Dear Paula, because she's a force of nature, as you know, and also happy because I could gift the sweater to a dear friend also. So I'd like to thank you to give this space for us to share our content, and to congratulate Paula as always because of her brilliant work. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nara. That is gorgeous. That is amazing.
Wow.
Thank you.
That bright red color just jumps off of that sweater. It's
That's
insane.
Love that combination. That's so gorgeous.
And I like that
Thank
you pushed the color down the sleeve too. So you had the red color go all the way to the end of the sleeve. I think that's a really cool modification.
Exactly. I'm so glad you noticed. Thank you
Oh
very
yeah.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you for sharing.
Thank you so much, Nara. You are the best, my friend. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we've
Yeah,
got
share
couple
your
minutes.
YouTube in the chat, Nara.
Yes, please.
Do you want to share your YouTube in the chat? I know that it's in Portuguese, but people might be
Yeah.
interested.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll put my my profile in Instagram, and there is a link in the bio that you can go to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. So we've got just a couple minutes left. So if anyone has any other questions or any projects they would like to share, please feel free. So excited to have everyone here. This is great to see everyone else's things. Luciana has a question. Looks like.
Hello. Hi. I have mine too to show you.
Oh, beautiful.
I liked so much to make it, and so proud to make it for Paula, and I'm so glad, and it was amazing. The group is so grateful, she helps us to construct and to encourage to do, and it's very good, and I like
That
it so
is
much.
beautiful.
I'm not using it because it's so hot here. But it's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
You will be ready when it cools off. All right, well, we are at 5 o'clock. So thank you so much to everyone for being here. Thank you to Paula and to Aista for being here and answering questions. Thank you to everyone for sharing your projects. We have recorded this chat, so we'll get this up on our YouTube channel. with the transcripts so people can have a look at that later. Yes, I agree with Allison. Our cheeks hurt from smiling at your projects. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. And we've got several more Zoom events coming up, so keep an eye on our social media for those and on our newsletter. We'll be announcing those. And thank you so much. This was great, really enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone, and we will see you next time.